Welcome to Stormwater Drainage Solutions. So we got a special treat for you in this video. What we have going on here on this retention pond bank is an exposed French drain terracotta clay tile line. So you can see here's a couple of the broke tiles from a piece that got hit, and here's where the line starts. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this first broken one out of here, and we're going to dig the bank a little bit right here to expose the rest of the clay tile line, and then we're going to be inserting our camera inspection snake in this old French drain clay tile line, and we're going to see what kind of shape it's in. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we almost have the clay pipeline exposed here, but I want to just take this chance here to show you guys. So this isn't by accident. This sand, this like granule sand right here, this is what they used to put around the clay tiles, around the joints. So this basically would act as your filter fabric. So they didn't have filter fabric back then. This is what they were using. The old timers would just use granulated sand, and that would be your soil filter zone. So this granulated sand that they would put around the clay tiles would keep the finer soil out of the French drain. So this right here, this is the clay tile, and you can see that granulated sand all around it where the joint would have been here. So the other tile would have just butted right up against it, and then this granulated sand would be all around it, and the water would find its way in through the seam of these two clay tiles. And it would also be resting on a bed of this stuff. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and enter into the clay tile line now with the camera inspection snake. And one of the very first things that you're gonna notice when I enter this line is you are gonna see some feeder roots coming from the grass through the joints in the pipe. Now, I am very surprised that there are not more roots in this system, and you will see what I mean as I make my way down this French drain line. So these roots essentially have been air pruned off over the years because it is virtually clear of roots. There's a few feeder roots in there, but other than that, it's clear. And I would suspect that this tile line has probably been in the ground since either the 30s or 40s. It has been in the ground for a very long time. This development was built on an old farm field way up in the foothills in Dade City. So this tile line was specifically used to drain that hill of water. And I also suspect there is a bunch more tile lines in this development around the same field, because as I walked around, I was finding more broken clay tiles. So that leads me to believe that there was a lot more tile lines than just this one. This one was the one that happened to survive. But as you can see, is virtually no roots in here. The tile seems to be in pretty good condition. I don't see cracking or splitting or anything like that down the tile. And at the bottom, there really is not a lot of sediment at all. Now, as you can see here, there is evidence of some type of a rodent probably that came in here, because that is an acorn that's rolling in front of the camera snake right now. So rodents do go in these lines if they're open. Now, granted, once water starts to flow through them, usually rodents or anything like that that's in there will come out unless the infestation problem is severe and they have built a nest in there. It is possible that in a French drain, that nest can clog the pipe. In downspout systems, in other larger drainage systems, usually they cannot build a nest where it's going to clog a pipe. There's just too much water too quickly on a rain event that will flood that system, and it will wash anything in there out. But on a French drain where you have just seepage into the pipe, and it's a slower process of water getting into that system, that the rodent nest can actually clog those pipes. Now, as you can see here, there is more sediment there between those couple of tiles, so it probably came in at the joints. But overall, this tile line is in very good condition for as long as it's been in the ground. I mean, I was very surprised when I was running my inspection camera through here. So this tile line functions in the same exact way that our new modern day HDPE pipes function. The water would rise in the bottom of the trench, and instead of entering perforations throughout the entire pipe, like the new corrugated HDPE pipes or the PVC pipes that have the holes in the bottom, with clay tile, the water would rise and it would enter in through the seam on each separate tile. So as the water rises, it comes through the seam and it starts to flow through the pipe because water takes the path of least resistance. Once the water begins to get into the pipe, that's the easiest path. It builds up and it travels down the pipe. So that's how these clay tiles worked. So if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. It really supports us. It supports the channel. When I found this clay tile line, I was very excited because I'm a hardcore drainage nerd, and you do not find too many of these clay tile lines in Florida. So for me, this is a very rare and exciting find. And, you know, I had to get the camera inspection snake out and feed it down here and get the footage for you guys so you could check it out. So give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer all of them. If you need drainage in the Tampa Bay area, whether it's a French drain, downspout drains, channel drains, give Stormwater Drainage Solutions a call at 813-614-3456. We can come out there, assess the situation, and build a system that fits your needs. And until next time, this is SWDS signing off.